Hello everyone, I am going to start a new Let's Play. Here are my settings real quick, just so that you know what I am doing, and I know for future reference. World C, Derek's Let's Play. Alright. Let's copy that to the name so I know too. Alright, so while this is loading, I thought I would just start a new Let's Play because, well, a couple reasons. I initially wanted to start a new Let's Play because the last one wasn't doing it for me. And I know in the first episode of the last one I was... let's be a hunter. What was I saying? The last one... Oh, wow. Lots of ocean. Good. I like that. Are you dead? Oh, that's not a chicken. I thought that was a chicken. So... Sorry, getting distracted already. So I wanted to start a new one because one of the biggest things with a survival world is if you do anything like I did and you end up cheating, even if it's a tiny little cheat, it kind of spoils the whole thing. I didn't really do much. I think I just placed a few extra blocks and teleported when I died once, you know, just little things like that. But still, that was enough for me to go, you know what, I cheated in this world. It's not really a survival world, non-cheat world. So, that just, I don't know, kind of put a bad taste in my mouth, and you can see the other videos on my channel. It was actually kind of fairly early on. And then I kept going, playing, and kept building stuff and kept trying. And also I wasn't really a big fan of how I was... Did that tree just grow? I think it did. Wasn't really a fan of how it was going. So I'm just gonna kind of try to do a regular Let's Play world. And by the way, I saw this while I was talking, but I didn't want to forget what I was saying, but this is really cool. This is like a hand. And in its palm, some ore. Some brown coal. That's pretty cool. Alright, so I guess to start off, let you know, one of the other things was I was working on kind of planning out how I wanted to do the Let's Play. And I was like, one thing is I want to add mods, but not mods that like change the world. You know, I want it to be mostly vanilla. I don't want to update to a new update and, you know, have to wait for mods or anything like that. So I got stuff like this zoom mod. You just hold Z and it changes your field of view so you can zoom in on things. And as you noticed with this showing up, I have the auto map marker, just to help speed up that. It just adds markers when you interact with stuff. So like, here's a yellow apple tree, so now turned it into a little icon. So I can just quickly run around and interact with things just to mark them on the map. Saves a little bit of time there. So there's that. I'm gonna make me a knife real quick. Another thing, which I actually don't know if it's been seen yet, is one thing I wanted to add. You can see by me walking around, but I thought it would be cool to have some kind of like, I saw a mod, or I used a mod, the natural trails mod or something like that. Probably like over a year ago, something like that. But then there was something about it, I don't remember what it was, but I ended up not using it and disabling it, and then like all my paths turned into question mark blocks and just kind of ruined my world, and I was like, oh, this sucks. And then there's a newer trail mod that I looked at a little bit, and it didn't work exactly the way I wanted it to either. So I wrote my own. So this trails that's happening when I walk around, turning to patches of grass, or when you walk on the tall grass, you'll like trample it. There we go. Just disappears. Is a mod I've been working on. I want to use this world as kind of a test to see how well it works. I've already done a bunch of testing and creative and whatnot, just to make sure it meets the minimum viable product, but this is more of a long-term test of how well I can get it to, how well it works. Eventually I'll release it once I know it works well. But yeah, that's kind of the main thing. Ooh, what's that? Seeds. Onion. Bee. I kind of want to collect stuff, but I don't have any inventory. So I'm going to get some cattails, see if I can get some more inventory going. Another mod that I added that I really like is the Farseer mod. It basically, if you're not familiar with it, it makes it so you can see stuff in the distance farther than you normally would be able to. Once I collect all these cattails, I'll see if I can show you what I mean. Seems like it's lagging a bit. Or it was that weird bug before, like, it seemed like it was lagging, but it was almost like it was cold, just, I don't know. Are you seeing that too? Comment if you're seeing what I'm seeing. It seems like there's a little bit of lag, like, I don't know, it's like I notice it, but then when I do the same things, oh, right there. Man, I don't know what it is. Every time I walk like that. Maybe it's my mod doing it. But I haven't noticed this at all before now. Even with the same version of the mod testing it. So I don't know if it's my mod or what. But yeah, like there. See that? It's like a little... maybe it's my view settings. Generating terrain. Because it seems to only be when I'm moving. I don't have any kind of terrain generation mods or anything like that. Like I said, just vanilla. Gonna take some food. There is a one that honestly I'm still debating. I have it turned on and enabled, but I don't know, it almost feels like cheating still, so I'm still not sure if I'm going to use it, but it's called the Chisel Whiz mod. If you're making lots of detailed chiseled items, it can speed up the process a lot, and it doesn't require like all these other items that you have to craft and stuff, which I don't want extra stuff in my world that may break. I essentially at any time want to just be like, I don't want to use this mod, and turn it off and have no issues. That's one of my goals. That way if there's an update and it doesn't work, well, I just don't use that mod until it works, and I can update immediately And then I'll just miss out on, you know, whatever that mod does. If it's zooming, for example, I just can't squint into the distance to get a better view. Whoop-de-doo. Well, I have some room. I need to figure out... Am I on an island? Let's find out if I am after I gather a few more cattails. And then go exploring. So, another thing that I'd like to do... So, I mentioned in my other Let's Play, I wanted to basically have every year be a different age. But then I quickly got bored and was like, nah, screw that, and I just went into the Copper Age. But I think I have a better way to approach that now. I think instead of a time frame, I think it should be more like an achievement unlock. Like, once you do everything, then it unlocks the next stage. So, for example, I'm thinking if I, you know, craft every item I can, build something out of every block that I can make, and then once there's nothing left, and I've, you know, built everything, crafted everything, you know, maybe made certain things, and I'll decide on all the details later. And if you have any suggestions, let me know. But, ooh, I have enough for a full, more than enough. Don't want to make too many. Okay, let's go exploring. But, yeah, so I was thinking, like, I collect every flower and put it in pots at my house. I craft every type of block I can, you know. I build a cabin out of the quarter logs. I do farming, you know, like... Basically do everything, and once I've done everything, I am on an island. Huh. Alright, let's get out of the trees and I'll show you the Farseer mod, see if I can see any other places in the distance. So I did change some of my settings, as you saw before, if you didn't go back to the beginning of the video and pause it, but... Ooh, pigs. But I made it so there was more water, because I wanted more water. Okay, so there is some. Okay, see this non-blocky little area and this spike over here? That's the Farseer mod, trying to show you what's farther in the distance than is on your render settings. And speaking of, let's see what mine's set to. Let's turn it down to 256, if my mouse will let me. Alright. So now, like you could see before, you could see the blocks, but now you can't. But the Farseer mod lets you see it without seeing all the detail. And when you get closer, you'll be able to actually load in and see all that. So that's pretty nice. You can tell, like, if that wasn't on, it would just look like ocean. You wouldn't know there was land over there, which I think is really cool. Well, that looks like an island too. Man. Okay, so I need to decide if I want to stay on this island or build a raft. As a matter of fact, I hardly ever use rafts. What does it take to make a raft? Wood and rope. Alright. Definitely want flax for the future, so I'm gonna gather this real quick. And any food is good. Get some berries. Okay, I do like water, and I want to be near water, but I also don't want to be on an island, because I don't want to have to travel, like, far. I prefer more like a plains area next to an ocean, which is also next to mountains. That way I got, ooh, clay. Mark that just by sneaking and looking at it with this mod. Yeah, just don't show me that anymore. I need some food. Okay, I should probably make myself an axe and go get some rope. Actually, how much rope can I make with this? 2. Alright, well, let's eat some of this. You know, it may be lagging because I'm recording too. I haven't tried recording in a while. Okay, I really need an axe. So, I'm also been playing on a different computer mostly. So I'm not used to the sensitivity on this mouse. Okay, let's chop down this tree. Actually, I kind of like to see stumps, so I'm going to chop right above this bottom one. And then I can tell what I've cleared easily. And then if I really want to build something here, I'll go and wipe out the stump. But, yeah, I get one less log, but I don't care. Another thing I've liked to do recently, well, recently as in since my Let's Play, I don't know if I did it in my Let's Play, but I don't like breaking tools. I got that from Dallas Med 65. He does, you know, the other block game. Looks like I need 3. And how much for an ore? 4, 5. So I need 5. Let's get some of these. That's enough for 3, so I need some more. There's some. Is that a bear? That is a bear. I don't want to get killed by a bear right now. I'm gonna run away. Okay. Alright, how many can I make now? 5. Alright. Hopefully this is enough to make a raft. And how much for an ore? It's just 2. Good. Man, I'm not used to this mouse at all. Okay. Let's explore around here a little bit more. And then we'll go and let's go to the east side of the island, see if we can see more land on that side. Really want to find a good mountain area. That'd be cool. Okay, so there's a nice big mountain over there. Ooh, what kind of... Okay, I'm gonna hop in now. What kind of stones are over here? Is that just granite, or is that like limestone or chalk? And I can't look through the raft. Oh, great. It is chalk. Okay, well, I'm gonna mark chalk on here. Because I may need that. You know, the setting might be a little too high for what I really want. There's so much water. Since I'm still getting lag with my settings turned down, I'm going to turn it back up to 512. Yeah, and it's going to lag more while it's generating chunks. Could do this, but I really want a big landmass. By the way, I did not look for seeds at all. Well, I did, but I decided I was just gonna go random because every time I tried these exact settings, I was on a big island with ocean nearby, and the one time I decide to record and do it, it's more ocean than land, so I don't know what's up with that. A little sad. Okay, well, that looks like just one tall mountain island, so let's head this way. Looks like there's more land behind it, so maybe that is where we'll settle. Yeah, so I don't want to spend a lot of my time just doing this. Just holding W on a raft. Now sure, once I eventually get a boat, it'll be much quicker. So maybe that'd be fine if I settled here, assuming it had everything I need. It does have red clay. Which should be enough to get me out of the Stone Age, I believe. Can't think of anything else I'd need. So it might work. Oh. I wanted to eat while I was swimming, but I guess you can't. Unless maybe I do this. Nope, has to be in your main hand. Okay. Alright, I won't eat for a minute then. Alright. Should be able to see this pretty soon. There is a waterfall right there. But that island does not seem like a good island to build on. At least not a Stone Age type yeah, just really, it's not at all. Like, sure, build on top, but then you'd have to go down below the hill to use the water. I don't know. Okay. This has more land. What can I see? Aw, man. I thought it was flat here. Where's the big area? It's like 10 times the size of this. That's what I want. You know, if I'm gonna have to travel, I'm gonna die and then have to travel back, that'll be so annoying. Which means I probably need to prioritize a getting a temporal gear. Which, by the way, that was one of the things that I also cheated on the last one, is I gave myself went into creative, gave myself a temporal gear, so I didn't have to keep running home every time I died. Because I went far away. So that was quite annoying. So I want to get it legitimately this time, somehow. This does not look like a good island either. It's almost like Waterworld here, where the water raised up and covered all the flatlands. Only mountains stick out. I want normal land, but near an ocean. Okay, there's something over there. What time is it? It's getting nighttime. Oh man. Okay. Guess we'll go check out this island. I might just want to stick on this island. I just don't know if there's copper for the future. I don't know what is required for a boat. I believe, I don't know if it even says, honestly. But you definitely need boards. You need a sauce. You gotta at least have copper. And then rope, that's fine. Yeah, you have to have at least copper to make a boat. But I don't even know if there's any on that island. Ooh, there's something to the left. What is that? There's nothing popping up, so that might be some flatland. I'm gonna head over there. So I want to keep each episode basically 1 day's length, so I don't actually know what time I started, like when you log in. I didn't check. But maybe at midnight I'll just cut the episode and... Okay. Buttons. Ah, that's a small island too. Dang. Man, I don't know. Can I see more land if I just up the settings? I don't know if I want to do too much. I think that lets me load more of the map. I don't have to travel as far to see stuff. But Farseer kind of does that anyways. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll go to this island like I said I was going to go to. Yeah. Apparently when you look behind yourself, you go backwards, holding W. So, can I press backwards? Okay, there we go. You can hold backwards and look backwards and still go, you know, forwards. Kind of. Okay. Okay, there's something over there. Oops. Oh, that's just those little tiny islands. I don't know, maybe the first few episodes will just be me boating around, trying to find a good spot. Maybe I should just stay on the initial island. I don't know. Well, I'll probably do a few episodes before actually publishing them. But, even so, put in the comments your suggestions. Should I just hang out on the first island? Should I find a better place? This one looks bigger. Much taller. So dark. Wonder if it's actually bigger though. Alright, well, it's almost midnight. It's probably really hard to see what's going on. It's hard for me to see what's going on. Ah, great. Just another island. It's like another mountain sticking out of the water. Well. I'm kind of leaning towards just going back. Maybe I'll turn northwest a little bit. Head up this way. See if I can see anything over here. Or maybe I should just head straight one direction and back. Straight one direction and back. I don't know. Doesn't seem like there's anything out here. I inadvertently created a water world. Almost midnight. Well, I feel like I started not during midnight, so maybe I could go until, I don't know, 3 a.m. on the first episode. Just cut it off when it gets light, maybe. Do kind of want to change my settings to be a little higher. It's double what it was before. Let's see what we get. Little islands. Well, tiny islands, I should say. This is a little island. This is a tiny island. And this is a microscopic island. This is an island. Small island. Tiny, microscopic. I don't know. Not big enough for me to want to go to. If that has more, I'm gonna curve that way slightly so I can just see just a tiny bit more. Yeah, and by the way, I turned off, ooh, that looks like it might be bigger. I turned off monsters spawning for 10 days because I wanted to find a place before they started bothering me. And that was another thing with the other game, is I actually turned off everything, like story related, I believe, temporal rifts and whatnot, and that kind of, as much as that can be annoying sometimes, I just missed it. Like, all I was doing was building, and I don't know, kind of got a little boring without drifters randomly attacking you and surprising you and stuff. So, still hard to tell. Could be a peninsula, could be an island, I don't know. And it's just so dark. I'm sorry guys about this first episode being basically me just staring at a map that's slowly loading. That really was not my intent. But I also went in blind. Oh crap, it's an island. That's sad. I like this one better anyways, so we're gonna turn a little bit. Oh, wait. There's more. Maybe it's an island next to a big landmass, hopefully? It's so dark I can't see using Farseer that well, so... Ah, nope. Just another little island. Okay. Alright, let's head north. It's now 1 in the morning. So there was a bear somewhere in here. I saw goats and whatnot over here. And other animals. Boar somewhere. I don't remember where that was. But that might be a good starting island. And I don't know, maybe this could be Stone Age Island. Maybe I could just spend the whole time, accomplish everything on that island, and then leave and find a better place to do the Copper Age. Yeah, sound out in the comments what you think. What are your opinions? Where would you like to see this Let's Play go? Kind of some things that I would like to do is, like I said, with the achievements and, you know, building out of everything, building certain things. Like, I'd basically want to build like a town. Like, every building has a purpose. I also love castles, so I'd love to build a castle. Maybe a castle town, you know, a town with all these useful buildings surrounded by castle walls with a keep and appropriate defenses, you know, for the medieval times, that kind of stuff. I think would be pretty cool. Oh, another thought with this Let's Play is a lot of different people, Let's Players, they cut out a lot of stuff. Like, stuff like this. Me just sailing. But I was actually thinking of literally just leaving everything in. And obviously, I could release it that way, and then if I really wanted to, I could take that episode and I could shrink it down and cut it up and make a more of a recap episode on each of them if I really wanted to. That way you could just get the good bits, like have clips of me going, oh, there's an island. No, it's not. Oh, there's a good island. Nope, it's a small one. That sucks. And, you know, 5 seconds later, you've seen me sail around this whole place, and you know, whatever we see, we see. But I think the main episodes will just be literally me playing, me talking. Now that I can actually see the horizon, it doesn't look to be anything. Alright, so I think that's probably, yeah, it's about 3 o'clock. So I am going to call that episode 1, or the way I'm doing it, day 1. So thank you for watching. If you want to steer how this goes, please leave a message in the comments. Yes, oh my gosh. And yeah, I'm gonna leave them those weird, awkward things that just happened right there. Alright, I'm gonna end this episode, probably immediately start episode 2, because I really want to find a place. Alright, catch you in the next one.